Hey guys, Papa Pete back with another review of an Atari VCS game that I had when I was a kid, and today's review is Combat. Well, this is a very special review because I originally reviewed this game on the Rebel Gaming Club channel in the worst pickup video number 92. Well, I'm going to bring you that review here today, so stick around.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
In the last game, I found thrifting as well, and this was also $1.75, and it's a game called Combat on the 2600.
Wait, that's an old game.
It is an old game.
We know an old man. Old guy gamer.
Get him on. Call him right now. See if he'll review this.
You don't have his... You know how much? I do.
Yeah.
You know how much it costs?
Call him first.
To call Canada?
Yeah.
Like $10. Like 5 loonies and a toonie.
Hey Rebel Gaming Club, Papa Pete here with another mini review of one of the Atari 2600 games from back when I was a kid. And today's review is of one of the most classic games, Combat. The Combat was the pack-in title that came out with the VCS back in September 1977. Obviously, it was one of the 9 launch games to come out with the system. Combat has 27 different game variations on the cartridge. There are 3 main vehicle types on the cartridge. They are tanks, biplanes, and jet fighters. The object of the game, it's really simple. 2-player only game. It is score more points than your opponent in that magical Atari time limit of 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the tank games first. The tank games have 3 different game fields along with straight fire and guided missiles. You can also play a visible tank, where your tank is only visible for a brief moment when you fire your guns. Finally, there's Tank Pong. You have to bank your bullet before you hit your target. This is a very fun game and is playable on all 3 different game fields. Now the biplane games are some of my favorites. Biplanes have either blank game fields or clouds that you can hide behind while you fire your straight or guided missiles. There are also games with machine guns, 2-player formations, and perhaps the most interesting, 3 planes versus a bomber. It takes a lot of skill to win with the bomber. Finally, we have the jet fighters. Jet fighters are faster and require more skill than the biplanes. You could use guided or straight missiles either one-on-one or in pairs. There's also a very interesting 1-on-3 version that is very fun and much more balanced than the biplanes versus bomber game. Overall, Combat was a very solid pack-in title for the Atari VCS. Yeah, it was only 2 players, and that was a bit of a detriment, but remember back in those days in the early 70s, it was right on the heels of Pong and such, and almost all the games really were 2 players. There were some 1-player variations, but the computer AI just wasn't strong enough to create solid 1-player games. Some existed, but the majority of the stronger games were 2 players, and Combat's one of them. It's an extremely fun 2-player game. Anyway, I'm Papa Pete. Thanks for hanging around for my mini review of Combat for the Atari VCS, and we'll see you next time. Back to you, Rebel Gaming Club.
Man, he makes him sound so good.
I know, because I grew up.
Oh!
He's not there because he's
he ain't
not
calling me.
He definitely ain't calling you.
He's a fucking important man.
Combat 2600. Glad to have it. Thanks, Pete.
Well, after seeing that, how would I fit Combat into my rating scale? Well, I would have to give Combat a good rating. Thanks again for joining me for this Rebel Gaming Club Flashback review of Combat. Don't forget to check out Console Purist on Facebook. Console Purist is a great retro gaming group on Facebook where you can join 17,000 other people and discuss all kinds of console video gaming, whether it's the classic games like that I love so much or even the modern games right up to today. Anyway, thanks again for spending a little bit of time with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
You're watching Papa Pete, the old guy gamer.
What? kill.